Just a super simple stream today. We're gonna be just doing some art. Oh geez, I had my Twitch open. We're just gonna be doing some art. Specifically, we're making some assets for Foxtails today. So you're gonna see me draw a lot of my little pumpkin here. My little I don't know what I even want to call him. Nerd, loser, pear. I don't know. Anyway, so just real quick before we begin, we've made some changes to Fenbot. We've got a little bit more things you could do with them. What the? No, bad phone, bad. I have it up so I can check chat because I can't have two screens on because it affects the tablet. So just real quick, I'm just gonna. For starters, we have a few more commands, so let me just, hey Fenbot, you feel like, playing nice? Here. So you'll be able to get a list of commands, as you can see, they're all ready to go. Okay, so you've got a few different commands you can do here, and you can interact with Fenbot. Most importantly, if you want to see how many snacks, which is the currency you can use to interact with Fenbot, is it's just exclamation point and then snacks, and that's about it. Okay, so let's get this show on the road. Don't know how many of you are going to be here today, but that's all right. You know, it's all good. It's all good. You know, I don't need this second ref here as long as I have this. It's more just finding a good place for it, frankly. Because it's kind of, you know what, it's whatever. If I need to resize it, well, no, because the problem is I want to use it as, well, whatever. I'll just do that for now and use it as size ref. Okay. So, I've already started with a couple of assets. I was going to do some animating today as well, but honestly, I started this one. Oh, we got a, Thomas the Ryleplix Queen? Ryleplix. Apologies if I missaid that. Cock, are you not seeing anything? We're supposed to have the, thing ready to go. That's unusual. Why is it a black screen? And now it's saying I fought. What? What is going on with the stream? Now it's saying that John donated 10. What the hell's going on? Hang on. Now it's what? Hang on. I'm just gonna stop for a sec, okay? See what might be happening, because I don't know what this is all about, because it was acting like I wasn't live. Well, not, but it's also saying I'm streaming art. I don't. Hang on. It figures I have everything ready and set to go, and now it's like. Oh, I'm seeing. I'm seeing my stream is up. Is the thing. Are you watching on mobile? Because I was initially checking on mobile, and all I could see was a black screen. Or was I just seeing like past chats on mobile and now I'm looking like an insane person? I think I'm just looking like an insane person. Okay. Sorry about all the confusion there. I'm not gonna use mobile. Sorry. I'm just gonna have to pause every now and again and look at chat. Hello, Thomas the Royalplex Queen, and hello, Drjoshfox. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Oh, and I don't know if you had heard this, but Thomas, thank you for the watch. Muchly appreciated. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right in, back into art. So, woo! How is everyone doing? I might not necessarily see your comments right as it happens, but you know, that's okay. That's fine. You know, things happen, and we keep on living, I guess. Yeah, mobile's being really weird right now. I don't know what that's all about. So I can't use that to check chat. Apparently mobile really doesn't like it when I try and use that to see things. You're doing good. I'm glad to hear that. And same for you. I'm really glad to hear it. You're both doing good. I don't know why it's saying. Oh, okay, right. I'm dumb. That's just to let people know that I'm lurking. Oh, who's your favorite Total Drama contestant in Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon's Mewtwo. I don't really have a favorite Total Drama contestant. Yeah, cause you had, was that you who commented that on the Canadian animation video? Cause I remember somebody asking me about that, and I never got around to answering that. I don't really have one. If you were to ask me, just off the cuff, and I had to make a choice, I guess maybe Owen, but I need to go back and rewatch. It's definitely someone from the original core cast, because I sort of stopped watching after a certain point. Not because of, like, you know, things were better in my day as much as I lost access to cable, and, you know, I wasn't all that interested in getting it back, so... I think the original season is on, like, Canadian Netflix. I might be mistaken. Yeah, okay. Also, hello everyone. Say hi to Shawnee. And if you don't, I will be sad. Probably not. I won't actually be sad, but it would be really nice for folks to say hi to Shawnee. Shawnee's a good friend of mine. I'm doing well. How are you? Oh, you're also drawing. That's a fun little coincidence. This is still a bit unorthodox for me because, again, I've only been streaming on Saturdays. So now that I'm streaming on Tuesdays as well, because that's basically the plan. Is I'd like to also stream on Tuesdays if things will allow for it, because things are opening up again. So I'm probably going to be going back to work soon. I think I sort of have a shift on Thursday. It's not so much a shift. We're just moving stuff over to our new location. But, and beyond that, I don't really know what else is happening with my job. This looks a little confusing. I'm going to just... Here, I'm actually not digging the way that looks. I'm going to just a bit more of like a subtle kind of bump. Like that. It's a little bit less weird looking. You're revisiting OCs, is that right? Might I ask which OCs, or will I recognize them? I mean, I'm assuming so. We used to, like, back in the day, we used to roleplay. I'm pretty sure I would know most of your characters. Then again, I have the memory retention of a goldfish, so, like, that might not prove to be the case. You might notice that we're not making great strides in progress in the actual asset making. That's fine. A, I'm very slow, and B, this is going to be a really casual stream. We're just kicking back. We're just relaxing, you know, because that's just how I like to do my workload. I don't like to try and I guess overdo it, because then I get burnt out and I don't want to work on things. So, you know. Season 1 to 4 was awesome. Season 5 and 6, the fans didn't like, but I liked. There was a spin-off called The Redonkulous Rage, which was also awesome. Then it was a visit, which would be real spin-offs suck, but all the episodes of all the seasons are all on YouTube. Okay, yeah, I heard about the Redonkulous, or whatever it's called, race. I haven't watched it. I haven't seen anything of it. The only thing I know is that it has a new host. You redid your Sonic OC and gave him a heavy reboot. Is he still, like, a Sonic OC, or is he, like, his own character? Because all my Sonic OCs are still Sonic OCs, like, for whatever that's worth. Because I don't really draw them anymore. Well, I say that, but I just recently drew Frost because I was in the mood and heck cringe culture. Still Sonic OC, then the rest are their own thing. Ah, okay. How about anyone else in the chat? Any of you guys have, like, OCs or whatever? I don't know, I figured that's a fun little thing to talk about. Oh, also, by the way, just as a question, would you guys be down for me to, like, put on, like, just go on to, like, YouTube and, like, look up some, like, game music to put on? It'd probably be something from Sonic. Pardon me, because Sonic music is usually pretty good about, like, copyright. Like, when I go, like, on YouTube, I don't normally get in trouble for putting that on. But then I put in Dreamweaver, and I get a copyright. Like, I get, not like a claim or anything. Well, a claim, but not like a strike or anything. They're like, hey, you know, any and all money will go towards this person. I'm like, that's fine. I'm not making money from this. I have a total drama OC who is me, but sometimes I call him OC me. That's fair. That's fair. You know, I never really had an OC, a Sonic, or really any OC that was just me. Like, maybe there was parts of it. Like, I had this back when I still was sort of into Pokemon. And by that I mean my friends were into Pokemon and I just enjoyed role-playing with them. I had a character named Axel. And sometimes even when I'm still, like, playing, like, the new games, if I can make Axel, I'll make Axel. He's, like, he looks like an edgelord, but he's actually a soft baby, because that's just the kind of characters I like. Okay, so the liner is looking mostly done. It's a little bit rough. I'm gonna just do a bit of cleanup. Make it look a little bit nicer, you know? It doesn't need to look amazing, it's only gotta be on screen for a little bit. Oh yeah, and Fenbot will occasionally let you guys know that you can tip me through Streamlabs. You know, I like getting me some money. Drysert, I do draw my OCs, but really haven't done much about. Well, that's fine. Sometimes it's okay to just draw. I have I have Sonic OCs. Excuse me, got a Coke Zero here. I don't really intend on using them for anything. I was playing around with the idea of writing fan fiction to practice, to practice writing. I don't even know if I'd ever publish it or anything, but I would. I was thinking about doing that. If I do it, it wouldn't have her in it, most likely. I mean, maybe eventually, but like that, like she would not be like the focus at all. It'd be one of the pre-established characters, just because I'm more interested in writing about them. Whereas like Frost and Cyclone, they more exist for fun, more than anything. They used to exist for roleplay, but like now it's mostly just fun. I actually haven't drawn Cyclone since I doodled him at work. I should probably fix that sometime, just to, again, continue to say heck cringe culture, because cringe culture is stupid. And it's actually funny. The video I'm making, and that we're seeing assets for, is actually about that. It's about, like, well, it's kind of about that. It's more like kind of looking back at old things and being kind of embarrassed, but also like that you know, it's okay. It's okay to, especially when you're young, it's okay to indulge in some things that other people might consider cringy. Oh, fanfic. Yeah, it's just a big maybe. I don't know. It wouldn't be like anything all that interesting. It would be it it'd be Sonic themed because that just feels right, and it would probably involve Team Dark somehow. Because even though my favorite character is Dr. Eggman, I feel like that Team Dark has kind of gotten like the short end of the stick in more recent games when it comes to characterization and all that sort of thing. Shadow especially. I can't believe how they massacred my boy. So I guess it would be kind of a fix fiction, which I know not everyone is down for, but you know, whatever. As long as I'm not sitting here proclaiming that I can do better, I guess it's okay. Because that wouldn't be my intent. It would more just to be get some creative writing done and vent out some frustration, but that doesn't mean what I'm doing is better. But again, I don't know. Just because my previous attempts to write fan fiction usually stopped. I think I've only ever completed one. It was on paper, and none of you guys are ever going to see it because I don't know where it is, and it was terrible. So, apologies, Thomas, but there's nothing too exciting when it comes to the world of Dr. Drjoshfox's secret fan fiction. Because there really isn't any. I haven't written fan fiction in years. Like, I'm trying to think of the last time I wrote fan fiction, and I think it was in high school, and I believe it was Epic Mickey themed. That was also, actually, the more I think about it, that was also kind of fiction-y, because I think Epic Mickey 2 had come out, and I didn't really like it that much, so it was kind of a, not to ignore that the second game happened, but it was kind of to, reestablish and fix some things about, like, what happened in that game. But that's what you do back then when you're frustrated. You just, as a creative, you know, they say, you know, if something sucks, make it yourself, right? Again, not that it's necessarily better, but, you know, I think most people who write fan fiction aren't claiming to be better. They're just doing their thing, you know? They're just vibing. So what has everyone gotten up to today? Yeah, I'm gonna put on some music, hang on. Apologies if things suddenly go dead. Can we all hear the music alright? I'm assuming so, but if you can't, just mention it in the chat. Some Sonic Mega Collection music, because for a collection game, it's got a surprisingly good soundtrack for the few original tracks that actually exist in the game. I used to listen to this all the time whenever I would like draw or come up with ideas, so it's a good song to get the creative juices flowing. I think it's because of like all like the Archie Sonic comic covers that they had there. It always put me in the mood to make comics and write. Ugh, excuse me. You don't hear music? Hang on, let me maybe try turning up the volume because I have desktop on. Can you guys hear it now? I also sometimes draw Pokemon OCs too. Well, mostly in their Anthropo. That's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. There it goes. Okay. If it gets too loud or it gets too distracting or if it becomes hard to hear me, just let me know. I'll try and play around with audio. I haven't, other than like when I've been doing just art streams like this, I haven't really had music or anything in the background. So mostly because I thought, you know, I don't want to just have Kevin MacLeod's music blaring in the background. But then I remembered, you know what? If Sega doesn't care if I use their music in YouTube, why would they care if I did while I was Twitch streaming? Especially if it's like from something as obscure as Sonic Mega Collection. Or more specifically, the Sonic Mega Collection OST. I think most people are familiar with what Sonic Mega Collection is. It's actually how I experienced Sonic 1, 2, and 3. I played Sonic and Knuckles on the Genesis when I was like really young, but for Sonic 1, 2, and 3, it was Sonic Mega Collection. I think. I know for at least like Sonic 3 it was, because I only played vanilla Sonic and Knuckles. And that was actually my first Sonic game. I'll try not to keep the conversation on Sonic the whole time. Sorry. I actually love this. Oh, I do too, Dressert. I think it's a really, really good... Part of me is almost frustrated that A, they've never brought it back, and B, they saved it for a collection game. I think it would have been like really cool as like a sort of secret bonus menu song for like a main game or something. I might also throw on some stuff from Sonic Gems collection, because that stuff's also really good. Like if you've ever like gotten like the Sonic Gems collection, if you've ever heard like the music from that, it's also really good. But yeah, Sega's usually pretty chill about people. I really miss... I have. Yeah, and it's good. It's a good soundtrack. I really do miss doing Sonic stuff. I do too, is the thing. It's not the sort of thing I want to, like, completely build my brand off of, but I miss doing it as regularly as I used to, because Sonic art was, like, 80% of my output once upon a time. Now it's, like, not nearly... It's probably the thing I still drew the most fan art of, but, like, I don't know. Part of me does kind of miss it. Those were simpler times when I still thought that Shadow the Hedgehog was a good game. Maybe, I don't know, not so much in high school. I think even at that point I knew it wasn't very good. I still like the game, even though I know it's not good, like, at all. That is not a good game. Oh, ooh. And frankly, I probably shouldn't like it, because it's honestly not great for Shadow's characterization. But there's nothing wrong with liking something even if you know it's not that good. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. What's the yeah in response to, Shawnee? Is it just the general, like, it's Shadow the Hedgehog thing? Is it something else? Is it... I don't know. I'm kind of clicking back and forth between the chat log and whatnot. It's nice that this time, other than that... Well, okay, I was about to say it's nice that... I wasn't panicking when we started up the stream. I keep doing it on the wrong layer. It's nice that I wasn't panicking when we started the stream, but I was literally like checking the chat, and then I was getting messages from last week's stream on my mobile chat, and then I thought something was going wrong. I was like, oh no, is the stream not showing? And then, like, it was, and I just looked like a crazy person. And then again, I think the chaos almost kind of makes it more fun. Oh yeah, when you were mentoring the simple times and not building a brand out of it, etc. Ah, okay. That's fair. Your friend revived your interest in Sonic again. That's fair. You picked an interesting time to come back. That's for sure. We don't really know what's happening. Sega has an announcement, but they're just kind of sitting on it because of Corona. I was almost gonna say H1N1. Because of coronavirus, so we don't know what the heck it is that they have planned, but they're not sharing it with us for some reason. I don't get that. Like, I understand wanting to delay the announcement, but you think they would have at least had something out by now, especially with what was it, New Game Plus being a thing, and then they just for their stream they didn't announce new Sonic, they didn't announce like Persona. They just unedited footage of Catherine, full body. Way to go, Sega. You never fail to disappoint. I say as I'm blatantly using their music. But you picked an interesting time to come back. Oh, it was before the whole COVID event. It was around 2018. Oh, okay. That's fair. I mean, that's still an interesting time to come back, because, like, we literally had Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces back to back. Like, we literally had one of the most critically acclaimed and one of the most just critically disinterested games in the series literally right next to each other. To say nothing of like the movie and the comics. It's a very weird time to be a Sonic fan right now. It reminds me a lot of like post '06 kind of, where we weren't really sure what was happening. I say that, but I was pretty young when that game came out, and I was still all over Sonic. I remember being super excited for '06, and when I heard it wasn't all that good, I couldn't believe that. I didn't believe that. And then when I played it finally, a few years after it had already come out, I wasn't impressed. I feel like maybe he could be like angled or moved a bit, because like he looks a little bit odd. It doesn't quite look like he's on the couch. There, see, he's like, that's a little bit better. It kind of looks like he's hanging off the side, you know. Maybe if I angle it a little. What's nice is that the line work is vector, which means that it won't become warped as I move and change it as much. How long have you been listening to this one particular track? About 8 minutes. Can I add you on Steam and or Switch, please? I don't really add people on, here's what I'm thinking. What I might do in the future, Thomas, is I might like do like a stream, not really with Steam, but for Switch. I might when I get stuff to live stream Switch games, I might do like a Smash Brothers, and I might queue people in to play with me, and depending on how they go, whenever, I might like shoot them a friend request or whatever, or let them shoot me a friend request or whatever, you know. Oh, and there's Fenbot going off again. By the way, you can feed Fenbot. Let me just give. I believe the command is give snacks. Let me see. Yeah, give snacks. So let me just go to console. Give snacks. And if you have enough points to give them, Fenbot will eat the food you give him. Yes, he can eat. Anyway, you had asked something, Drezard. Ever played one of these Sonic games for Sonic Gems Collection? Sonic the Fighter, Sonic CD, Sonic... I played all of them. I've played every single one of those games. I've completed every single one of those games. There was something else, there was something else, there was something else, there was something else. Tangle Whisper being in a Sonic, Forces mobile. Yeah, that's actually really cool. I really like both of them. Tangle's actually one of my favorite Sonic characters, so seeing her get the validation that she deserves is really cool. It reminds me of when, in one of the Mario Sonic the Olympic Games, they had sticks. So, you know, that's cool. And I just realized there is a cuss word as one of my, folders. PG these streams are supposed to be. I like how I didn't even say it this time. It just happened. You see, this is kind of the problem when you're trying to maintain an image. In a way, a lot of the time, if you're like me and you swear a lot, it tends to creep in. I'm sorry, sorry about all the noise. I'm just got some snacking. I've never heard of her. Tangle's a character from the IDW Sonic comics. That's from Couch. Is that line work? No. Oh. That would be from color. Okay. She has this ability where she can sort of stretch and contort her tail around like it was rubber or something. It's really cool. And Whisper is Her best friend and totally not love interest. I ship it. I'm a 24-year-old man with Sonic the Hedgehog ships. This is my life. And I do... Oh, the comics, that's why I never heard of it. Yeah, there you go. And, yeah, Shawnee, I miss Archie as well. Especially since, like, post-reboot was actually really good. Like, I feel like a lot of people kind of forget about it. Which is a shame, because I thought, like, pre-reboot, the Ian Flynn stuff was pretty good, obviously. But, unfortunately, a lot of it was kind of picking up the pieces left by a certain writer who shall remain nameless. So it wasn't really until, like, I feel like its second half where it really started to get really, really good. But, with, Reboot, with the post-Genesis wave, they basically did whatever... Ian Flynn was basically able to have a lot more creative freedom, and you can, like, really feel it. And it's a shame that it feels like that, Sega's being more limiting with the IDW stuff, because the IDW stuff is good. It's just, again, it's got two of my favorite characters in it. But I feel like... Sega is a lot more afraid to let Ian Flynn or whoever else is writing. I believe they actually have a new head writer right now, and Ian Flynn is focusing on Tangle and Whisper, I think, or is like the editor. It was something like that. Anyway, and unfortunately they're not allowed to be as creatively free, and you could really feel that with how they handle like certain characters like Shadow and Eggman. But I do like a couple of the characters. It's fine to like the characters made by He Who Shall Not Be Named, because a lot of them were handled a lot better after he left. Like the dumb future story, which even the good ones I don't really like. I do like Knuckles' daughter character. I don't remember her name, but I did like her. Is it Lean Da? Or is that like one of the evil echidnas? I'm trying to remember. Is it Lara Sue? I'm just gonna really quickly Google that. Yeah, Lara Sue. And then the Lara Sue Chronicles happened because thank you, Ken Penders. Oh no, I said the name. I said his name. Oh, and real correct, Dresser, and it's good to know you also play Smash Brothers. So if I ever do like an open Smash Brothers or whatever, feel free to join in. I still need to figure out how I'm gonna record Switch games. I still need to figure out how I'm gonna I can't speak English right now. Excuse me. I might actually move that shadow a bit. It's a little bit too far off. But yeah, you know, and I can figure out how to like queue people up. I'd be more than happy to have you play if you want. But yeah, you can see I had like an animation plan for something ready to go. I think I'm gonna start it over because I think I may have overestimated how many frames it needed. And it wasn't looking that good anyway, so meh. Alright, so that one is done. Now, I'm just going to pull up, I believe I have the... Lamau, no. I like a lot. I do too. I liked Elias a lot. Actually, you know who I really liked? I liked Shard. Who is both a pre- and post-Penders character. Because he was first introduced as a form of Metal Sonic, but then he was brought back by Ian Flynn with his own kind of character and whatnot. So I'm looking for the script. I probably should have had it pulled up. There we go. I probably should have had it pulled up before I started, so I guess I wasn't as prepared as I thought. Okay, so next up's a bit of a weird kind of piece because it involves when I was in anime club. I was the vice president of my school's anime club. Ooh. Also, Fox is going to look a little bit different because he's going to be high school Fox, which means he's going to have long hair, a raggedy beard, and just look kind of gross. So, that's fine. Yeah, draw them. Do it. I'd love to see that. How are we feeling about the music? Should I switch it to another song? Good. I'm okay with it. He's naked. Yes. Yes, he's naked. Yes. Now I know that this can't be a PG stream because we got to see Fox in all of his naked glory, and you got to see his ass. Yeah. It's for a character like this, it's important to have them both clothed and nude so you can get like the fur patterns and whatnot down. I usually, when I'm doing these assets, this is usually the asset I use because I usually draw him in different outfits for different situations. Like here, for instance, this is more like High School Fox, so I need to dress him up more like High School Fox. With the long hair and the hat. Do I want to include the hat? Yeah, I'm going to include the hat. Well, I could probably keep the ears up even if I draw the hat. So it might look a little weird, but whatever. It's a cartoon. It should be fine. It'll be fine. Kind of feels weird going back and drawing all like the buttons on the hat again because like this, because that's what I used to draw my Sona. Like he used to be like this big old gray fox who had super long hair. I'm getting in the habit of it because I was drawing the side bits that he had. When, if you look, Fox does not have those. So that's pretty funny. You never forget your first. So he wasn't even my first Sona actually. Technically, my first Sona was a character named Jay. Though I totally wasn't your first Sona. It's a cute ass. I mean, what? And then just a bunch of pictures of butts. Is one of them like a Gudra? What's that purple one? Cherrim ducks. And there's the eyes. Eyes in the chat, folks. Eyes in the chat. If I can find the eyes, let me just here, let me just. It's Cherrim. I don't know what that is. Is it also a Pokemon? Is Cherrim also a Pokemon? Hey, no one's judging you. I like doing the eyes too. Hey, there's nothing wrong with appreciating a good tush. I'm going to be adding that to the quotes later. Yeah, that's something else you can do, but we only have one quote. No, but he's old, so was a Charmeleon. No, but his old Sona was a Charmeleon. Okay. Then why does that sound so familiar? Cherrim. And anyway, this is the only quote we have right now, folks. Butt nugget. And I believe that was from the last art stream. It seems somehow, but it always comes back to butts. It seems like it always comes back to butts. I don't really know how. I said I was gonna, like, make that thing a quote. I already forgot what I said. Yeah, it's really weird drawing, like, Fox with the long hair and he's also very slender, is the thing. He was very slender. I'm not, like, making it that version of Fox, but he's kind of more reflecting how I looked back then. And I was really skinny. I'm still thin now. Like, I'm still pretty thin. But, like, much like my Sony here, I've got a bit more of a shape. Back then, I was ridiculously thin. Like, to the point where it was kind of, like like, it kind of scared everyone. And then it eventually got to the point where people were, like, constantly pointing out, and then I became, like, extremely self-cautious. So, like, you know, thanks. I know you mean well, but, like, and anyway, that's enough of that nonsense. 10 out of 10 quote, you butt nugget! If you were there for that stream, I think it was literally this picture. If it wasn't, it was the one of him clothed, and I just put butt nugget, just like that, you know. And it was there for a good chunk of the stream. I hope my comedy can ascend past butt nugget, because I don't want to be remembered for that. I don't want to be remembered just for butt nugget. What is that picture? It just says lol, and it's like this dude. Who is that? It kind of looks like Darkside Phil or something. Who is that? Did I just curse this stream by mentioning Darkside Phil? No clue. So it's just a dude. Hey, I wonder if I can, like... Oop. What about oop? What's wrong? Is it because I cursed the stream? Wait, you know that... I know Darkside Phil? Yes, I'm quasi-familiar with Darkside Phil. Mostly through, like, word of mouth. I've never really watched his content much. I am aware of Darkside Phil. I am aware that he's a bit of a personality. I'm aware that he used to compete in fighting game tournaments as well, and I think it was the PS1 version of Super Street Fighter 4. He came in like 4th. He was like the best placed American player. I think it was something like that. I don't know. I'd have to, like, I don't know, look up the Down the Rabbit Hole episode again. That's not where I was introduced to him. I was actually introduced to him through a friend who was like, you know, you check out this guy called he's like, oh, it's, oh, it was Total Biscuit? Oh, that's oh my god, it is! Oh. I've never really watched any of Total Biscuit's content. I had no idea that was him. Actually, yeah, looking at it, it doesn't really look like Darkside Phil. See, I feel silly now. Cause didn't Total Biscuit say things about, I actually watch his content. Total Biscuit? Or Darkside Phil. I'm getting confused. Hang on, I wonder if I can, like, add a quote. Let me just, super quick. Sorry if you're staring at nothing. Oh, no, that's not the quote. Gosh, hecky. Okay, well, I have, sorry. Oh, yeah, Total Biscuit did pass away, didn't he? That's unfortunate. And why are you sorry? As far as I can tell, you didn't do anything wrong. Let's try again, because it didn't... Yeah, there we go. You see? There's the new quote. Have I cursed this stream by mentioning Darkside Phil? Although I do have to respell that because I did misspell. But there. There you go. I made a quote out of that because I thought that was funny. There we go. But yeah, I didn't really watch Total Biscuit's stuff, unfortunately. I heard his stuff was pretty good. It is unfortunate that he passed away. That was a couple of years ago, I think, now, right? I like when we went from Sonic the Hedgehog to Darkside Phil to Total Biscuit. This is a stream. This is very much a stream. I meant I watched DSP. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. If you like his content, that's great. That's great. I haven't really watched a lot of his content. I'm just making gaffes, just making jokes, and just sort of going off the fact. Again, he is a bit of a personality, is the thing. He's a bit of a character, from what I understand. And you know, if you like his stuff, there's nothing wrong with that. Like what you like, as long as you're not hurting anyone. Like what you like, man. I think that's something that a lot of people tend to forget. It's important to just like what you like. I mean, I think a lot of people would judge me for liking Sonic the Hedgehog, but, like, I don't care. For God's sakes, I still identify as, like, a brony. Even though I'm not really active into MLP. I'm a furry, for God's sakes. That's another good one. I still need to figure out how to let people add quotes, because I'd really like all of you guys to be able to add quotes and whatnot. There. We have a new quote. It's, "I'm a furry, for God's sakes." Again, sorry to confuse you. No, it's okay. I'm just... You didn't do anything all that confusing. I'm just an easily confused individual. In case that wasn't clear. I'm just a very easily confused individual. How are we feeling about the music? Want to keep it going? Or do we want to switch to another track now? Oh, actually... I literally just said that and the track ended. Okay, I guess that made the decision for us. Let me see if I can find the manual's theme, because that's another really good one. No, bad ad. No, I don't. That was Disney Plus. I don't know if that's gonna be a problem. I'm not doing Elias any. I'm sure your Elias looks good. I'm sure your Elias looks really good. And hey, look at it this way. I'm sure he'd appreciate that somebody drew him at all. Oh, and just sort of as a pro tip for people watching the stream, this is pretty normal because of my... Oh my, the music's very loud for me. This is just kind of just to make your lives a little bit more confusing. Sonic Gems Collection OST. Yes, I will probably throw some of that on after this. I don't know if I'm gonna have this on for the full half-an-hour loop because while I like this track, it's not as good as the Histories track. But just sort of a little thing to let people know. I generally go by Fox. I know it's a bit confusing because my username is Drjoshfox, but at this point, it's just I've had it for so long I don't want to change it and avoid brain confusion. Like I want to avoid brain confusion, and I can't think of a better name. Like just Dr. Fox. That doesn't sound as good. Let alone the fact that my character, my Sona, is very much not a doctor or anything. That's a relic of like really old Sona ideas that never stuck. but I like the sound of it. Dr. Drjoshfox. It sounds good, but I go by Fox. Generally, just to kind of make your lives easier in future. Because Fox is one letter shorter than Josh. So, you know. It also helps to indicate that I'm furry trash. That might be a bit much. Actually, well, if I do it in the same colors as hair, it might look a little bit less weird. I'm gonna give him like a little bit of like, just a little bit of like dots for facial hair, because that's what I had back then. Now I try my best to stay clean shaven because I know that I can't grow facial hair properly, and even if I could, I'm not entirely confident it would look good on me. So, whatevs. Man, you're getting all sorts of weird trivia about me today. Oh, okay, I'll keep it in mind. I'm sorry, you'll keep what in mind? What did I say? Oh, the Fox thing. The Fox thing. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Again, it should show just how much just how good I am at paying attention. Is I literally just said a thing to let people know. By the way, I prefer this, and I already forgot it. Excuse me. Oh, and folks, time to draw Shard now. Fox! Aw, Tristan, that's a cute little emote. So have you guys interacted with Fenbot much? Like, hang on. You can give him foobs. Hang on. Give snack. Wait, it didn't go. Hang on. Am I forgetting my own commands? No, it's give snacks. Yeah, wow, I am not. It's give snacks. Give snacks with an S. Like so. There you go. I should mention that when you do give snacks, they do cost you the snack currency. If you want to see... Yeah, there you go. Fenbot ate the snacks. Yum, 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 yum. If you want to see how much snacks you have available to you, you just, exclamation point, snacks. Because, oh, by the way, and it also gives you, like, a title depending on how long you've been watching. For me, it's Screamy Boy because I'm a mod, technically, as the person who's streaming. So you can see how many snacks you have. I have a comical amount of snacks because, again, I'm the streamer. There's currently, other than just watching, there isn't really a way for me to give you guys more snacks. So, I think it's every... I think other than just, like, every couple of hours or whatever, you might get a little bit extra, I think is how it works. And different functions cost different snacks. Does that make sense? Is all this making sense? Because admittedly, I only figured out that you could do this with, like, streaming and whatnot pretty recently. So this is all new territory for me. Not so much that Fenbot is new territory. I've had him for a couple of weeks now, but more so figuring out how it all works and making sure it works right, you know. It feels weird drawing my Sono with that dog collar on again. Yeah, he was a fox with a dog collar because that makes sense. Not that I'm sure that there aren't, like, domesticated or rescue foxes who don't wear collars. It's more just, like, kind of weird. You know, you see shorthand for, like, a fox, and then you see him wearing a collar. Ja. Hi, what I wish. Everyone say hi to what I wish. What I wish has been pretty regular for stream attendance, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna real quick do something super quick if you guys don't mind. Oh. Just letting some folks who wanted to know that I'm currently doing on a stream. Because some people were curious, and some are just friends. Hey. Why the question mark, Stracer? What's up? Is everything all right? Something bad happened? Did I go black? Did I die? Hang on, let me check my pulse. No, I did not die. Anyway, I'm switching the music now. Oh, it's nothing. Okay. Now we got Sonic Gems. I'm probably gonna look up a few more other like game soundtracks in the future, because I'm a little bit worried about like copyright and whatnot. So it's like it's one thing if my YouTube video gets quote unquote demonetized. It's another thing if my stream gets pulled down because I was playing like half a second of Be Our Guest or something, you know. I know that Twitch is more lax about that sort of thing than YouTube is, because YouTube's automated bots or system is terrible, but it's never something you want to be like too careless about. The museum in Sonic Gems was something else, wasn't it? Like, there was so much music, and like there was music, there was the art. You could listen to the music while looking at the art. There was like the little timed demos, and some of the ways you had to unlock art was crazy. Like, I think one of them was like, look at pictures in the shape of a gem. What does that mean? Because, like, you unlock stuff not just by playing games, but by how you interacted with the museum itself. It was crazy. I kind of like that idea, but on the other hand, I kind of don't. Still, I really like Sonic Gems Collection. It introduced me to Sonic R, that one game only I like, so, you know, it at least gets a plus on in my book. Also, Tails Adventure. That game is also really good. Like, I legitimately think that game is good. It's not, like, the best kind of Metroidvania-ish game you're gonna play, but it's good. It's a lot of fun. It gets kind of hard towards the end, if I remember correctly, though. Oh, also Vector Man. Thank you, Fenbot. Yes. Feel free to check out my Twitter if you haven't already. That's where I post my art. That's where I post my nonsense and life updates and whatnot. Like, and also updates about these streams too. Twitter's kind of my main platform, so you know. Line art's looking done. Sorry, I'm just gonna real quickly grab some more of these schmackos I have here. They are not healthy at all. Oh, been eating like crud these past few days. It's like I said in the video about dieting. I am awful at staying healthy. I say that, but I had a relatively healthy breakfast. It's just everything afterwards. Oh, right. It's weird seeing, like, this hair and, like, the dog collar and whatnot on this version of Fox. Instead of, like, moody Silver Fox. From, like, eons ago. Because, like, he hasn't looked like that since, like... I want to say like 2000 and like 13? Might be long. Oh, alright, CJ, thank you for the follow! Everyone say hi to CJ, and everyone say hi to Sai as well. Both of them are good friends of mine. And, yes, CJ, and CJ, this is Fox in his teenage years. And that Sai is why he has long hair. He, they, whatever. For me, it's either or, frankly. But that's why he has long hair. Because the upcoming episode about Foxtails is about how I was a super cringy weeaboo teenager, and I was super edgy. But, you know, heck cringe is kind of the moral of it, you know? Heck cringe. Not that I'm not going to laugh at myself, but I laugh at myself all the time anyway, regardless of cringe levels. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. I used to wear finger gloves as well. Yeah, I used to dress like this, by the way. Hat, collar. I just got handed food by my roommate. So that's fun. And it's like actual food. It's not just like candy. No, I didn't used to wear Vans. I used to wear, like, just regular Walmart sneakers. It was, like, one of the few things it was, well, not one of the few things. It was one of the things we didn't really put as much money into. As long as they worked and as long as they stayed not falling apart, that's usually what my mom got. I mean, she at least kept some stuff in mind for aesthetic, because she knew I like wearing dark colors, so she would buy something that was like gray or black or, you know, maybe, yeah, gray or black. It was usually those. Which is fine by me, which was fine by me, still is, honestly, because, like, I still wear lots of black and gray. Like, I never kind of stopped, is the thing. Like, I don't so much qualify that my sense of fashion has, like, changed much outside of, I think it's just gotten less raggedy looking. Them pants. Yeah, that's how I draw Fox's pants. Like, see, same sort of thing. It's a little bit harder to tell here, because this is, actually, it's funny, I did this sheet this year, but I actually feel like I've improved a lot since even here, so I'm thinking I might actually update his rough sheet again. But as you can see, apologies, I'm eating. Similar kind of pants. Because he's got digit grade legs, right? So it's like... I eat a certain kind of pants. Eat my shorts. Yeah, song's getting a bit repetitive. I'm gonna go to the manuals theme for this, because I actually really like the manuals theme from Sonic Gems. Here's a fun game. Take a shot every time I said Sonic during this stream. Actually, don't do that. Don't do that. Please, no, what are you doing? Put down the bottle! Jeez, put down the bottle. If you're drinking a whole bottle for shots, then all I could think of is the clip of Sandra Lee going like, 2 shots of vodka. I'm assuming most of you know what I'm talking about. I'm not just an insane person. Eat pant. Have you ever got pantsed before? Oh, absolutely. It's not the weekend, Fox. Some of us still got war. Well, okay, God. Jeez, okay, God. No, I get you. I get you. Which, just FYI, I honestly don't think stores and whatnot should even be opening yet. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Let's not get into that. But yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, look at him. Look at him. You think he hasn't been pantsed before? Or beaten up? He's such a nerd. Look at him. He's a nerd. Nerd. He's even worse in high school. Look at him with his gross long hair. He's such a nerd. I guess that would mean by association, I am a nerd. Well, that's okay. I mean, I don't think that's a secret. It's kind of the thing. I don't think that's a secret. And also, in my defense for drinking, tomorrow is Canada Day, which is a civic holiday, so no one works tomorrow. But obviously not everyone. In fact, I'm assuming pretty much none of you who are in chat live in Canada, unless some of my roomies are watching and just lurking. Because most of my viewer base is American, so American. Yeah, American. Most of my viewer base is American or just lives in America or is currently in America. That's actually why I charge USD when I do commissions, is because most of my viewer base is American. And, you know, American dollars are worth more than Canadian dollars, so, like, you know. It's just, that's more so a happy little coincidence than anything. If most of my viewer base was Canadian, I would still be charging, Canadian. If most of my viewer base was from, like, Australia, I would be charging based on Australian. Like, the Australian, I think, dollar or pound. I actually don't know what they use there. Canada Dry. We're all nerd. Canada Dry. No, Canada Day. Sigh. Canada Dry is a drink. That's ironically not Canadian anymore. It hasn't been Canadian in, like, well over... God, when did Canada Dry first get made? Why am I looking this up? I think like 1920 or 1930. They use buckaree-doos in Cessna. I thought they used dollary-doos, CJ. I thought they used dollary-doos. AS Day. I don't know what that means. Do you mean A? Like, hey, how's it going, eh? If you're doing that, it's EH. How you going, eh? And yay, Shawnee finished their art. You better post it on Tumblr. Post it on Tumblr. And enjoy your pizza. I'm going to enjoy my mozzarella sticks. It's actually funny that hey, how's it going, is like a Canadian stereotype, because I think I know like all of one person in my entire life who talks like that. I've heard more people say a boot, and when I was younger, I didn't understand why that was a stereotype. Or more recently, I learned that apparently it's sorry. Apparently that's not how you're supposed to pronounce. I mean, obviously different dialects, but apparently that's something we get made for, is sorry. Which is really weird and ironic. I mean, considering the stereotype, you'd think that we would be allowed to be the ones who pick how you say sorry. I'm not actually gonna... I think I had like a... I think those were the buttons, yeah? No, I think one of them was yellow. AUD. I don't understand what you're getting at. CJ, smells of maple syrup? Vaguely. Vaguely. I think a lot of people kind of over-exaggerate. Like it vaguely smells of maple syrup. If you're like expecting it to be like you go in and then you smell it and then you feel like you're like right smack dab in the middle of like a maple syrup production plant or whatever, you're going to be very disappointed. It vaguely smells of that. Honestly, I think it's cooler that you can't rip it. I think that's the much cooler feature, if I'm being honest. Bonus points if you understand what these stamps are stamps. If you understand what these buttons are supposed to be. I think I might go over 2 hours, because I normally do 2 hours, but I'm having a lot of fun, honestly, so... It's a little bit too dark. Let me, yeah, that's what I thought. The image, if you can see, the quality got a little bit dropped because I had to resize it, so I have to be a bit more choosy with, samples I take. I just noticed something, though, that's the tag. I actually didn't get that until after high school, because I still wore this dumb dog collar thing for a while. I still have it, actually. I don't wear it anymore, because it's... I wouldn't say it's embarrassing, because, like, it's far from the most furry thing I've ever done, but it's definitely the weirdest, I think. Like, walking around wearing a dog collar. A little odd. Oh, AUD. Thank you. Oh, you were talking about the... And, Sai, you win the award of being right. Yeah, they're MLP cutie marks. And CJ, normally I also use, like, big canvases, but these ones, these are assets. And I'm using in a video editor that's very choosy about sizes. So, I generally pick smaller images when I'm trying to make these. It does affect the quality a bit, but I feel like it's not as big a deal. I really do need to just get a better video editor. I was even going on Twitter about how I'm done with my current video editor, but honestly, no, I'm not. It's the one that I know. It's the one I know how to use, and I can't really afford anything else. So it's not like necessarily a bad video editor per se, but it's kind of clunky. It's a little slow. And it hates certain effects, which is hilarious considering that they're the effects in its own library. You'd think that it would be a little bit better optimized for those, but nope. It's definitely not perfect, but it's also mostly programmed by one guy. And I think that that's actually really cool. I think he gets contributions for coding and whatnot, but I don't know. I might be misremembering. I remember reading somewhere that was mostly just one guy doing it. It helps I once identified myself as a brony. I kind of still do. I said at the beginning of the stream, even though I'm not nearly as active into like My Little Pony stuff as I used to be, if somebody was to say like, "Are you a brony?" I'd probably be like, "Yeah, why not?" You know, it's just a fandom. Who cares? I recognize that there's kind of a negative connotation with that, but then again, there's a negative connotation with furry as well, and here we are furrying it up, you know? There's a negative connotation with being a Sonic fan, but I'm still a Sonic fan. There's negative connotation with enjoying lots of things, unfortunately. Fandoms in general are usually just kind of looked down and mocked upon, especially if it's the flavor of the month. Like, it'll be popular for a little bit, and then there'll be, like, this huge pushback against it. And now suddenly that thing was never good to begin with. I'll see how people responded to Rick and Morty after it got ridiculously popular. Because I do still think that show was legitimately good from what I saw of it. But now it's bad because a bunch of jerkholes decided to harass McDonald's workers for Szechuan sauce, and now the show was never good. Apparently. Well, I always considered brony to be a gender-neutral term. Because, like, I call everyone, like, bro or dude. Unless they tell me to not do that, in which, obviously, I comply. And at CJ, I might take you up on that offer. Maybe, we'll see. It's usually the hyper fans that ruin a franchise. I don't think fans should ever be considered to ruin a franchise. Like, I can get why some people might be uncomfortable, but I encourage you to just keep liking what you like. And don't be ashamed to like what you like. Because there's plenty of, with every fandom, there's plenty of toxic people. That's just kind of how the world is, unfortunately. And we're just, and, you know, in the information age, that information is just, not that information, the information age. I am a smart boy of good think learning. For some reason I didn't do the pause. I could have sworn that I did. That's weird. Alright, well, then let's do those. But, I never try and let the issues with a fandom deter me from my interest and my love in that thing. I used to, but, now I don't care anymore. It's like, whatever. It's fine. I mean, like, even now with some things that are sort of like people are looking back at and being like say for instance, I would still say that despite even if there's issues like with the series moving forward, like I'll still say that I'm a fan of that thing. Like Steven Universe, for instance, it has a very loud fandom and a very often toxic fandom. I still like Steven Universe. I would still say that I'm a fan. And even though the show, I feel like, kind of went off the rails after a certain point, I still consider myself a fan. I think it's a good show. Mostly. Oh wait, you know what I never actually did? I never actually did the frickin' the visual gag of the giant pin. Wow. Wow, me. Wow. That should probably show you how great I am at paying attention. I wonder if anyone else is this slow when they draw, when they stream like this. I'm almost tempted to make it that I really wish I weren't here right now button. I'm not gonna do that because the joke doesn't work, but I might kind of make it sort of look like it. Let's pick another font. Yeah, why not? Oh wow, that's actually not that great looking a font. Let's pick another one. And I like that it's completely went away for some reason. Let's do this one. This one that kind of looks like the Mortal Kombat / The Room font. If you're curious, I never had a pin like this in Anime Club. Hey, Dresser, using the commands. I probably will, just so I can have like a sticker ready to go. Just I really wish I weren't here right now button. That's still like one of my favorite episodes of SpongeBob is the is the Krusty Krab training video. Are you gonna save? There we go. Save. PNG. Save. Now then, the text. Let's. I'm just gonna real quickly Google so I can get a better look at how that is. Telegram stick? Maybe, because I've been thinking about taking like the Fox poses and making Telegram stickers out of them. Like, you know? No, that's not the right font. I don't have the SpongeBob font, and I don't want to go download it and waste you guys' time, so. I'll just pick a kind of fun, goofy looking font. You know what? Since we were talking about Sonic all day, let's use the Sonic font. I really wish I weren't here right now. You're gonna barely be able to see it, but whatever. Now, I believe the color of it was like kind of like a, yeah, it was like a dark purple, so let's, I really wish I weren't here right now. Why did I get a... I'm just gonna... Ah! There, it's just gonna be called Ah. And, I'm sure saving it in the same place I have the original file is not gonna be confusing when it comes to video editing at all. Now we need a Krusty Krab training video, but training on being a furry artist. Okay, Lesson 1. How to survive without food for 3 days. No, it's never been quite that bad. Alright, so now that that's done, I like how we cut back to this face. It's like, oh no. Even he knows it's probably not a great idea to make that. get to do an asset of old edgelord Fox. World's smallest text. I really wish I weren't here right now. I hope you enjoyed some of that ASMR that I'm never doing. So, you guys are going to get to be in for a special treat. For those of you who aren't necessarily familiar with, I sent it my way. CJ, you sent me the font. Thank you. I will be sure to download that after the stream. Because, anyway, you guys get to see old-style edgelord Fox now. If I can find, like, a good image of... you see, the problem is that this one's too dark. You know what? We'll just go with this one and fly by the seat of our pants. Are you guys ready? This is what Fox used to look like. It's a little bit hard to tell. Maybe if I can, like, hold on, hue, saturation. Oh, wow, yeah, no, that, like, ruins the quality. This is what he used to look like. This is what Fox used to look like. Yeah, a lot of you who've been following my channel, like Shawnee and CJ, they've been following my stuff for a while, so yeah, they remember, but for... Excuse me. But for those of you who are new, this is what Fox used to look like. This isn't the best example of him being an edgelord because he's all like cute and innocent, but you can like tell the gray color, the bad wannabe anime eye, the piercing, the hair, the yeah. I believe the name of this picture was "Can I Have a Heart?" Oh, if you look really closely, if you see the shading here, they were supposed to look like wings because Fox had wings sometimes because I was an edgy teenager, and that's just how things went. I need a good edgy pose. Like, hang on. I'm looking for photo reference, not for a drawing. I'm actually not finding anything all that good. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna finagle it around with the... Although I remember him with wedgies more for some reason. Oh no. Different time. Probably best not to get into that now. Let's just say let's just say that was a bit more expressive with certain elements of my art back in the day. Let's lean shock stance. What's this one? Here's a neat feature that Clip Studio Paint can do, is that it can pose your character. I should probably rephrase that. You can take a model and you can pose it as you want. So we're gonna use this as a base and see what we can come up with. It's a bit confusing. It's definitely a more like advanced tool, but I like it. I found it exceedingly useful. Albeit, again, it's still, like, it's a little tricky sometimes, unfortunately. Let me just, see if I can change the... No, that's his thumb. I'm trying to get at his wrist. Let me zoom in. I'm probably going to put way too much effort into this edgelord Fox drawing, but whatever. Oh. Yeah, let me just... Yeah, it's not too bad, actually. I mean, this bit looks a little bit jank, but there's only so much you can do about that, right? Yeah, I guess I could... Here, the silhouette could use a little bit of work, though. Let's, pull this over, hunker him down a little bit, smooth the head up, put it to the side. I really like this feature. When I can't find a good pose, I just make one, you know? And the general anatomy is pretty good, like, so, like, obviously it's not exact, but it's close enough, you know? I must resist the urge to default it. It's actually funny that you mentioned that because it is, now that I've been like animating, it's been taking every part of my every single, I guess you could say, responsible part of my soul to not spend like an exorbitant amount of time like animating. You can actually even slightly change the perspective, which is pretty cool. Looks a little bit funky, but I like that that's a thing that you can do. Anyway, I'm just not animating Fox doing like that stupid orange justice dance. You know the one. Because that one's also in Fortnite, I think. I don't know. I don't play Fortnite, so I know it's not from Fortnite, but they definitely used it. I mean, they used the Carl sounds or whatever. I forget the name of that one particular character from Fresh Prince, because I haven't watched Fresh Prince in... It's been over a decade, I think. I love how I was like, oh yeah, no, it looks really good, and now I'm going back and I'm like fixing and changing everything. That's normally how it is. You think that you're done, and then no, you still got plenty of work to do. That's good. It just kind of means that you know, you're getting a better eye for detail. Okay. I do think that this is pretty good though. I'm not gonna copy this pose exactly, but I'll like kind of set it off to the side, kind of use these both as kind of inspiration, and then work from there. I'd make a small little sketch, resize it, and then, you know. Anyway, this can go away now. Actually, before I continue, I'm just going to real quickly run to the wet rest. Oh, bad. Anyway, I'm just going to real quickly run to the restroom. And we are back. Okay, so let's see. So what have I missed in the chat? Furry Fort. It's called Super Animal Royale. I've never heard of that. Let me just look up Super Animal Royale. Oh yeah, no, actually I know what this is. Okay. And Shawnee, yes, draw more art of your OC and of what are you Demon Slayer? Demon Slayer. What's that again? Is that Oh, the thing with the pig. Yeah, the thing with the guy with the pig head. Okay. I have not seen it, like, at all. This probably, like, I like how I went through all, like, this effort to, like, pose, like, Foxy. And this is probably going to be not all that much more complicated than, like, any of the assets that I've made. So are we getting sick of the music yet, or we just want to keep listening? Because I'm down to keep listening to this one, but... Okay, it's more like a... Yeah, something like that. Okay. It's gonna be really weird drawing this version of Fox again. I think I might take like a bit of creative liberty with how I'm gonna like do it up. Like I think I might like play up the edgy a little bit more. Not too much, but like a little bit. Like maybe like give him like more angled eyes. You know, maybe make the ear piercing a little bigger. You know, how did I used to draw noses? Like literally just like a triangle. Well, I mean, I could just add modern design sensibility. I don't know why it was. Turn up the music more? I mean, if you'd like. Let me see how far we can go. Does that sound better? Wait, according to this, it's only been 4 minutes since we put the song on. It feels like it's been way longer. Wow. At least according to the YouTube. For all I know, there may have been like a mistake or something. I don't know. I feel like I could exaggerate the pose a bit more. Because that's the thing, I'm not copying the pose verbatim. I'm going to do a bit of exaggeration and experimentation. I remember correctly, his earring had like a gemstone in the middle. I think it was like a blue gemstone. So, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. As for his hair, it's gonna have a bit more going on than like in the pose that I'm showing here, but like, you know, not so much that you don't get the idea what his hair is supposed to look like. This is actually taking me back, is drawing like super like long hair gray fox. So we're getting up to around 50 minutes before we stop. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna keep going until I finish this particular asset, and then we'll call it quits for the night. You sent a few over. Oh, you sent a few over of what, Shawnee? Like your art? Because I'd be more than happy to look at that after the stream. It does look like it could be a proto Dio. Could it though? I don't know. I don't feel like it's extravagant enough to be Dio. Admittedly, my knowledge of JoJo is pretty limited, but I feel like it's not. I don't feel like it's extravagant enough to be Dio. Yes, yes, art! Okay, cool, yeah, I'll take a look at that after the stream is done. Oh, jeez, my lower back is killing me. Oh. I'm gonna pull in my chair. Or I would if there wasn't a thing in the way. I do not exactly have the most well set up streaming center, unfortunately. It's kind of... In case you can't hear what that constant humming is, it's literally like the AC behind me. And also, yes, Gray Fox. It is a Gray Fox, except that unlike your Gray Fox, he is so dark that he might as well be black. Because I was a super edgelord and everything had to be in black or blue or purple. Or gray. Maybe if you're lucky I had a character wearing like white. But like colors, proper colors, they were more muted and yeah, definitely weren't as common in my older work. I like to think I've got a pretty okay command of color now. Or at the very least, like I'm less afraid to grab into that big old crayon box and just pick out a color that isn't just black or gray or whatever. I do still like monochromatic color schemes, though, admittedly. Though I don't use them quite as often as I used to because they can be a bit boring if not handled right or not with the correct character. Like, they can work, but obviously it's also really easy to make look kind of boring. He was also one of like 100 characters I had who wore like a long black coat, because that was like my favorite thing. It was some permutation of a long black coat. It was usually trench coat, but sometimes it'd be like more like robe. Sometimes it would be like a sort of mafia thing. It was But it was usually sometimes it was like something like a pirate coat, but it was usually some kind of long black coat. This is actually coming out pretty good, like all things considered. Or gray. Very, very dark gray. What is that from again? I only work in black, and sometimes very, very, very dark. Oh, that's Lego Batman, isn't it? Yeah, anyway. I did the same thing with the coat, and I'm regretting it to this day, especially with the sandals, the horror. Yeah, because your character used to wear a black coat, too. So that sketch is a little messy. I'm going to do a second pass. Just to help kind of rough in the details and whatnot. Make things a little bit easier to follow. Guilty. Same here with my OC. Yes, I remember he had the all-black outfit. It was awful. Now it's just gloves and shoes like every other Sonic male character. Scandalous! I don't so much regret my obsession with like black trench coats, because I feel like hopefully I kind of got it out of my system. That's not to say that I don't still like appreciate a good long coat, but like in general I try not to just make it like completely black. Just vague generic black coat with no other descriptors. Like, I don't really like doing that anymore. It'll usually be like, oh well, it's like a brown coat with that's made of leather, or it's something to that effect. Admittedly, I probably do still rely on long coat a little bit too much, but I like long coats, so like, you know, I guess there's no harm and no foul as long as I know when to use it, you know. I don't use it for every character, which I felt like I kind of did back then. And if it wasn't that, it was something super plain, like a t-shirt or like a hoodie. Which I think a lot of people do when they're starting, when they're just kind of starting to figure out like their art and whatnot and their character design. Running out of things to talk about. And some jewelry, and you got the Total Biscuit thing. I found you, Faker! Faker, I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake. And yeah, I like the slightly more exaggerated hand pose too. I think it looks a little bit more exciting. Oh, excuse me. I like how it's so over the top. It's like, oh, excuse me. It was like a small ass burp, but I'm like, oh, pardon me. Oh no. Sorry, I'm not checking the chat as much. I'm trying to like stay focused on the piece so we're not here too late. Because again, I would like to just get it finished before we wrap up for the day. If you want, I don't know, you guys can interact with Fenbot. He's friendly, I swear. I programmed all of his desire to destroy the human race out of him. He's good now. Oh, thank you, Shawnee. And also thank you for feeding the Fenbot. He really appreciates it. The food keeps him happy, you know? AIs need to eat too. And Shadow voiced by Brian Drummond. It probably sounded a lot like Kirk Thornton, the guy they have him doing it now. Because, like, when I think of Brian Drummond, I think of Ocean Dub Vegeta. I think of, you know, your father was an average fighter, Kakarot, but he was a brilliant scientist. You know that. Which, actually, fun fact, for, I believe it was Dragon Ball Super, they brought Brian Drummond back to be, like, a fake Vegeta. Which is really clever. I really like that. That is fantastic casting. 10 out of 10. I think for a while I drew him with, like, these shoulder pads, so I'm gonna include those because they were, like, super edgy, and why not? He also had very, like, visible nipples. I don't know why I insisted on giving him, like, very visible nipples, but I did. Whenever I drew him shirtless, anyway. I'm gonna give him, like, a cut in his ear, because I remember that was something I experimented with for a bit. It's not meant to be 100% accurate to how I used to draw Fox. It's more so just meant to be an amalgam. That was my doggo screaming because my boyfriend's home. Because that's just how it be. Doggo! I love Brian Drummond Jeets. So nasally psychotic and oh so Canadian. I can't say that's... I mean, I know Brian Drummond is Canadian, but, like, I never thought I would hear Vegeta described as such. And, there appears to be a cooldown on, give snacks. That's weird. Hang on. Let me just real quickly edit that. Submit. There, you should be able to do it now. I don't know why it was there. I could have sworn that it wasn't. He used the Ab Adder 2000. Yes, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was just because like I was super edgy, and Fox here was like a power fantasy. What's actually funny is that Fox here, he also developed into my other character Buttons, which is really funny because like Buttons is like super he's magic and he's a wizard like this guy, but he's like super friendly and wholesome and nice, and he doesn't like to kill and things like that. And then you've got like this super edgy Proto Fox who's like he was like this super tormented anti-hero who was all like people just don't understand. Like I'm pretty sure I that's how I would always voice him too. It'd be kind of with a not like a super deep not with like a super deep gravelly voice, but like something a little bit like that, you know, like a little people just don't understand my pain. How could they understand? Like something like that, you know. I'm just gonna leave the other eye out. I kind of think it actually helps. It kind of makes him look a little bit more mysterious. Actually, the more I think about it, he kind of permutated into 3 different characters. Because I also have this character I almost never draw. I probably should. His name is Aiden. And I was going to use him for a webcomic once upon a time. And he spawned from this character as well. So Edgy Fox, like, as much as I'm probably going to keep making fun of him, he did actually inform a lot of my current creative identity. Sai, if you want to try and give him snacks again, I'm sure he would appreciate it. There's also other things you could do with him, too. I.e. There you go. He loves the snacks. You can also pet him. Petting him does not cost you any snacks. So... I don't know if there's a cooldown on it. I don't remember if I programmed a cooldown on it. Huh, the pet doesn't seem to be working. It was working when I did it. I'll be right back. I keep having to jump back into my bot settings. Yeah, no, it says everyone. Yeah, I'm guessing it was too many people petting at once. Consider this every one of you petting him at the same time. There's something else you can do with him. If you guys don't mind, let me just go into my commands list. For 100 snacks, you can make him do this. You can make him base boost, because he is a robot, which means he can do it naturally. Don't worry, he's not being corrupted. He is just naturally producing that sound, because he is a robot. The real reason is I input the audio file, so, you know. I have that on hand for whenever I want to use it in videos. Which, I've used in a couple, actually, the more I think about it. I've used the bass boost in a couple videos now. I actually use the Earth Rumble sound effect more. I don't know, it just part of me almost thinks it kind of fits a little bit better with a lot of the jokes I do. I almost kind of worry I overuse the Earth Rumble joke. Think the bot just saw Waru did the stream. I don't think so. Well, let me put it this way. If the base boosting becomes too much, I'm just gonna up the price. So don't ruin the fun for everyone. You can also make him slide whistle. That one I think cost 50 treat snacks. I might actually change the currency name to treats, but we'll see. Base boost and the sound effect used for the Zawarudo and the JoJo anime. Oh, I knew that. I was just more worried that like that sound effect and then something else happened, like the stream froze or something. Like on one hand, that'd be really funny because that'd be like perfect timing. On the other hand, oh no, the stream froze. It's actually, though, funny looking back at this sort of gothy version of Fox, because honestly, it reminds me of like I have a character named Lilith, and she actually shares a lot in common with this guy. The sort of idea, though, is that she's meant to be like this super edgy kind of like villain character. Whereas like Fox here was like a hero, but he was like super edgy and serious and violent and like all those other super edgy words. Whereas Lilith is more like explicitly evil. Oh, CJ, when you want to find out how many snacks you have, you input the command !snacks. And that will tell you how long you've been watching, how many hours you've been watching my streams in total, and how many snacks you have. I have a whole bunch of them because I am running the stream. And also, thank you for petting the boy. He appreciates it. He really likes the pets. He's programmed to like the pets, so he likes the pets. I want to draw, like, art of Fenbot. I'm just not really sure how I'd go about doing it. Oh, God. Are we really gonna end the stream with nothing but base boosts? Am I gonna have to up the price on the base boost? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna find it funny, but... Oh, okay, it's just more Sonic Gems music. Sure, I'm okay with that. I actually like this track. I just realized this is gonna bite me in the butt for the rest of time. I got the idea to add, like, comical sound effects. I was watching, like, Adler the Eagle's Banjo-Kazooie stream, and he had, like, a fart sound effect that he would use that's from the game. And I was almost tempted to put in a fart sound effect, but I thought it didn't work because I wasn't playing because I'm not playing Banjo-Kazooie. But I don't know. No, that's not adding a scar. I don't think I ever drew him with a scar. I want him to at least be, like, accurate to who he is. I don't think I think he may have had a chest scar once. But, Oh, jeez. I'm scared to look in the chat. Oh, just dress it. Sounds like a fart. Okay. Not to be disgusting, but if your farts sound like a bass boost, I'd recommend going to the physician. I think it may be time to cut Taco Bell out of your diet. And what was it you said earlier, CJ? That you have to take a shot? Every time I say edgy, 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 edgy. Yay! People are feeding Fenbot. That makes me so happy. I'm glad you guys are liking Fenbot. CJ, appreciate the sentiment. Maybe try and tidy up the language a little. I'm not gonna get rid of it because it's honestly not that bad of a cuss, but like, you know. And there's the bass boost. Thank you, CJ. I don't want to like seem like I'm being naggy or anything, so it's not that big a deal because there isn't a lot of people watching anyway. It's more so it's going up on the YouTube. And I just realized I've been doing all of these like, well, actually, you know what? I can doing all like these line art fixes on the color layer. You know what? That's actually not that big a deal. Let me just right, I think it should. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. I was thinking like it might like convert whatever into vectors, but then I just realized I don't think that's possible. So it was worth a shot. Just gonna do a bit of line, cause I was gonna start coloring, but you know what? I want to do a bit of line art cleanup first. You know, he kind of like, you know, now that I'm looking at him, like he almost kind of looks like super edgy furry Captain Harlock. Like, does anyone else see that? I don't know, maybe that's just me. Alright, thanks for tuning in, Sai, regardless. I'll talk at you later. Thanks for tuning in, it's really appreciated. Bye-bye! Everyone say bye to Sai. If you don't, Fenbot will be sad. Actually, no, he won't. He's not programmed to feel sadness about something like that. But I'll be sad. Well, you know what? No, actually, the more I think about it, Fenbot would actually be pretty sad if, like, people leave and they don't get their proper goodbyes. He's a good boy. He is a good AI. I like how I'm just making up these details about, a Twitch bot. I mean, I guess I can write him however I want. I am the one who makes the responses, so. Boy! don't know why Slide Whistle has such a long, like, charge off. I really didn't think these numbers through. Yeah, it's like 5 minutes. Why did they make it like 5 minutes? It's just a slide whistle. If anything, like, well, okay, maybe I should at least have, hang on. I'm perfectly okay with bass boosting being every 5 minutes. But slide whistling, that's a much less egregious sound effect, so I don't mind it going like every minute or so. You know, unless it starts to get so annoying, but I don't know. I trust you folks. Mostly because it's not quite as funny to constantly blare a slide whistles as the bass boost. At least I don't think it is. I might be completely mistaken. Maybe slide whistling is like the funniest thing that ever existed. I don't know. I just included it because I had the sound effect there, and I thought the idea of Fenbot 3000. That's his full name, by the way. Fenbot 3000. Blowing on a slide whistle to be kind of funny. So, you know. I'm an adult. If I'm not allowed to bass boost every 5 seconds, I would be sad. Then be sad! You wouldn't really have the points for it anyway, because, like, remember, it's like 100 points per bass boost, right? You need to accumulate a lot of points. If you want to do it 5 seconds every 5 seconds in the stream. Hang on. Awkwardly silence. Sorry, folks. I'm getting tired. So I'm not quite as talkative as I'd like to be. I'm just kind of making up details about how his boots look. I remember I think I would draw them as steel toe sometimes, but I don't know if I don't know if it was a permanent part of his design. Whatever. Again, this is more meant to be like an amalgamation of all the different ideas I had for this version of him. Because, like, yeah, he changed a lot, honestly. I was almost thinking of maybe adding in, like, some color in his hair, like maybe, like, a streak of red or purple. Because that was something I had for a while on him, was, like, a streak of color in his hair. So I'm thinking of maybe adding in, like, some reddish purple. It's definitely weird going back and drawing this design. You know, with the white hair and the shoulder pad, he kind of looks like Sephiroth. He kind of looks like Sephiroth. It's Sephiroth's persona. Can Fenbot 3000 do anything you want him to do? No, he has predetermined commands. Hang on, I'll just... So here's a list of commands. They'll be showing up in the chat. Fenbot will be letting you know what kind of commands you can do. I need to rephrase that last one, because they're about see who's lurking in the chat. It's more like, let people know that you're lurking. I should probably rephrase that. Because actually, I actually need to go through and fix a bit of that. But, you know, it was the first time, whatever. Yeah, with the white hair, he does kind of look like Sephiroth. I just realized I didn't draw on his nipples. Ah, well, whatever. They're being covered by a coat. Who cares? Yeah, it's just ah. Look, he's a Fennec. Sometimes we need to scream, okay? I don't know if I'll be keeping that one. That one's more just like, that was more just to test things. Would you guys like me to keep in the ah? Again, going kind of quiet. Sorry, folks. Yes, please, as in, keep it or get rid of it? Like, I'm a bit confused as to what that yes, please was for. Keep it, it's cute. Okay, alright, I'll, keep the ah. Maybe I'll, like, maybe someday I'll make, like, an accompanying sound effect to go with it. Like, just like a little ah! Or something, I don't know. His eyes were originally, like, brown in the picture, but I usually, like, would describe them as, like, bronze or golden or something. So maybe I'll give him, like, orangey eyes. Something like that. Yeah, I actually kind of think that looks better. So I'm gonna go with that. Excuse me. Well, the color's almost done. We're just missing the muzzle and tummy. So we're going to go do that. This is one thing that's remained consistent among almost every version of Fox, is that he's had, like... Oh, well, actually, never mind. This design... Here, it didn't have this. But this design, what I eventually did was the muzzle would get, like, a sort of, like, neck. Like, fluff on his neck, and it would trail down to the tummy. So I'm going to keep that because, like, that's something that's been consistent amongst most versions of this character. So I thought it was in that picture for some reason, but no, that's when he just had, like, the little dot, the little fluff dot on his chest. shit. Oh, and there it is! I spent the whole stream saying, like, thinking I was gonna get away without, like, there's the dog, without cussing, and there it was. You see, CJ, this is why I didn't, like, get rid of the word in chat, because I'm really terrible at not swearing myself, so, you know. He is so edgy, it's too sharp for my eye. Yeah, careful, don't cut yourself on all that edge. That's a classic line right there. You know, I'm surprised I showed enough restraint to not make him, like, well, back then to not make him, like, black and red. Because, like, you know, edgy, you know, whatever, but also because, like, Shadow the Hedgehog. Because he's, like, one of my favorite Sonic characters, he always has been. So I'm actually surprised that I didn't, like, make him black and red or incorporate, like, red into his costume. I know that some of his magic spells were, like, maroon colored. Because, you know, of course he's a goddamn wizard. Again, sorry I'm getting quiet. Figaro. I don't know, just trying to think of ways to be louder, or at the very least, more engaging. Oh yeah, I wanted to color in his hair, didn't I? Hang on, I'll just... You know what, I might actually make it, like, solid. That doesn't look too good. Alright, just gonna add in the hair color, and then I think we are done. And there he is, my little baby edgelord. I'm so proud. If I wanted to be even edgier, I could give him his stupid... His sword, by the way, was named Nightblade. Nightblade! Oh, it takes me back. But there we go, folks. We managed to get a few assets done today. Not a lot, but that's okay. Well, I say not a lot. Honestly, most of these don't, like, take a bunch of unique poses. Because these videos aren't terribly long. Anywho, I believe that is it for now. Thank you so much for checking out the stream. I'm going to turn off the music. Thank you so much for checking out the stream and hanging out with me while I did work. If you want, follow me on Twitter. Feel free to send me a tip over to my Streamlabs. You can also shoot me a tip over my coffee. And don't forget to check out my YouTube. And yes, CJ, and there's my dog, because somebody dared to exist outside. She's very barky today. And yes, CJ, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. No problem, Shawnee. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate, like, every one of you. Dog, I swear. I really appreciate every single one of you coming in, and I really appreciate the follows, like Thomas and CJ. I really appreciate the follows. Thanks so much. I'll see you later, everyone. I really appreciate the follows and the watches and whatnot. You can follow all my nonsense there. Fenbot says bye. I say bye. Catch you on the flip side.